Hey, this is Ryan of Happy, Healthy, Vegan. So I just looked on the calendar and I realized it's been nearly a month since I last went to the gym. I can't believe it. That was back on March 6th. So the week after that, I went into self-quarantine, and shortly after that, all the gyms and pretty much everything else has been shut down in California. And I've been trying to stay fit while at home, and I'll show you what I did on a particular day here. And every day is a little bit different. Some days I'll go running, some days I'll go cycling. The day I filmed that I recorded here for you, I decided that I wanted to recover from some hard running I did the day before. My body's pretty sore, so I did yoga and I did some upper body workouts. So every day is a little different, and as well, I'll show you every last bit of food I ate in a day. All right, so before I get started, I want a little bit of energy because I haven't had anything yet today. So I'll have a little banana here. And I'm going to take a vegan multivitamin supplement. Yeah, you guys know I haven't taken any for the whole time I've been vegan, apart from the Clean Machine linting that I've been doing for the past year or so. But about a month ago, this company reached out to me, Healthycell, and wanted me to check out their vegan multivitamin product. At first I thought, sure, a lot of you guys have been asking me in the live streams if I recommend anything. I told you I haven't had much experience, so I thought I'd check some out for you. But with this whole pandemic happening and I don't have great access to bananas like I have been, I've been hitting this up every morning now for the past like 3 weeks. I want to be clear, this is not a sponsored video in case you were wondering, but let me share with you what this is. This is Vegan Essentials. It's all plant-based, has tons of the vitamins and nutrients that vegans should be concerned about, like say D3, B12, omega-3s, zinc, iron, choline, just list goes on. I'll put it up on the screen here so you can take a look. It's this cool like mango peach tasting gel. You can squirt it into a smoothie or something like that. I just like to just hit it up straight up like this. So if you're curious on checking this out, if you're like me, just want to be super safe, make sure your body is getting the vitamins and nutrients to help be strong right now, I have a coupon code. You can save 20% off your first order. Use our code HAPPYVEGAN or just click the link down in the show notes. So I like to begin all my yoga kriyas off with some sort of mantra. I just finished up there. I didn't want to show you and bore you. And I realized this is the first time I've ever showed you guys my yoga on Happy Healthy Vegan. A lot of you guys have asked in live streams, but it's a very particular yoga that I designed for the unique needs of my body. The sorenesses I get from other sports I do, and hips and spine are huge. And a lot of these poses you might recognize if you've ever done Kundalini yoga. And this, it uses the hips to go back and forward. And now I'm doing some Sufi grinds. And once again, you're using your hips to drive the whole upper body and the spine. Hips go back, hips go forward. And the reason why I'm so focused on the hips is because for basketball, if you want to be able to jump high like I do, your hips are what transfers the momentum from your lower body up vertically. So I'm always concerned about hips. And anything we do in Kundalini, if you go in one direction, you want to get the other direction as well. So this pose, I forgot its name. I think it's called open face cow pose. But if you're a runner, you guys know what I'm talking about. There's a muscle back in your glutes, a little tiny one called the piriformis, which gets really sore and it's really hard to get. You know, maybe if you have a professional masseuse to work it there, which I don't. So I like to do this to relieve the tension there. And some more spinal hip work here. These are called spinal flexes. And I'm speeding a lot of these up, so this kriya took over half an hour. I don't want it to go more than 4 or 5 minutes here or so. But you're twisting with your hips. A lot of you guys have seen this pose here, downward dog. You're using pushing your hips to get your butt up, and you can't see my heels there, trying to push them down towards the ground. A great stretch. Then it's always great to come out of downward dog by lowering down and getting into such a good feeling cobra here. And I didn't mention that my lower back has a lot of soreness too, particularly from some lifts I've been doing. Maybe I could have had better form. So just doing that crunch there on cobra makes the lower back just feel loose. Most everything I'm doing here helps the lower back. This stretch too, child's pose, you can see how long my arms are there too. You can see why I like playing basketball. I'm a shot blocking machine. But just stretching the back out more here. Next, this is a great one for runners and basketball players, tennis players, people that run a lot. It's called celibate pose, but more importantly, look at the stretcher. I don't know if you can see it, but the way the ankle is fully stretched out backward, the whole lower leg ankle there, it just feels so wonderful to relieve all the tension. All right, now some forward folds. For those of you like me who either do some kind of running and or resistance training on your lower legs, your hamstrings can get super tight. And I do both of those. So yeah, I wasn't able to do this like say maybe 6 months ago. I was really tight in the hamstrings. And now with the whole lockdown, I'm doing more yoga and my hamstrings are getting looser and I can finally touch my toes again. And you can't see, my toes are out of the camera shot there, but yeah. And then after touching the toes and stretching, yeah, then it's always great to bring your opposite arm back and then you open up and get a whole different stretch out of this. And then, yeah, again, you want to do your other side. My left leg, for some reason, the hamstrings are always tighter on the left, so it takes me more time. But once again, though, I've been able to get the flexibility back to touch my toes, and I'm stoked. Hopefully one day I'll be able to, stretch even better. I'm making some gains. I always like to end my yoga kriyas off with a nice long shavasana. I think a lot of good things happen in this state here. It's a meditative state. I like to do it for 15-20 minutes. I did it for maybe 5 minutes tops here, just for video making purposes. And I always like to come out of shavasana, end it all with tucking in here, rolling side to side on the spine, and rolling forward and back a few times on the spine. Done. All right, so after a few minutes of chilling, I'm going to switch to some more traditional workouts here, some body weight exercises, which we all can do at home. And yeah, push-ups are great, especially if you're like me and you weigh 194 pounds, so you're getting a lot of resistance there. And I treat these like going to the gym, like doing a bunch of sets, doing like 4 or 5 sets. It depends how you're feeling, how many reps you want to do. I think this day I was doing like 14 or 15 reps on these sets. Yeah, I do about 4 or 5 sets. Yeah, it works. Yeah, you can see it. Actually, let me know if my form is bad or not. I'm really not an expert in push-ups. I have this old 30-pound dumbbell. It's been laying around the house for years. I'm not sure where or when I got it, but it's come in handy now during the lockdown here to do bicep curls. It's a little lighter than what I like. If I want to go heavier at the gym, I'll do 35 pounds, maybe like 6 reps. So here I'm doing about 10 to 12 reps. I think I'm doing a dozen on the first set here because my arms are fresh. But again, like the gym, I'm going to do mini sets, at least 3, more like 4 or 5 sets. And also with this dumbbell, you can do goblet squats. Yeah, sure, I can squat a lot more, but this is all I have here. So I'm going for a lot of repetitions here. I forgot what I did, like 20 odd reps, and really focusing on exploding up, using the hips to propel you upward. That's important in jumping, like I say. And not to leave the calves out, I like to do calf raises at the gym on a squat rack, like 200 pounds. But here, I can do body weight squats and do them off the backs of a step like this so you get more range of motion. You can drop your heels down past the plane of the steps. And that was the last thing I did. All right, so on to food finally. So for breakfast, this is scaled down for me. It's hard for me to find bananas, so just 5 bananas. Fortunately, I have my clean green protein from Clean Machine to help fill it out a little bit. And yeah, making my smoothie. And I have to say, after all these years, this is what I still crave. People ask me, does it get old? No, it doesn't get old. After a workout, this is the #1 food I want to have. And fortunately, I was able to have some today. But yeah, with 5 bananas instead of 8 or 9, I'm gonna get a little hungry earlier. So fortunately, Angie made us lunch a little earlier with this green chili grits and kale recipe, which will be in her upcoming book. So stay tuned for that later this year. And do you think I liked it? Let's see. Here's my first bite, and look at that. I am stoked. It was so good. It's ridiculously good. And for dinner, we had an old standby. It's the Epic Burrito Bowl, which you could find in Cubic Carb Baby. So that's how I ate and trained on that particular day. Like I said, every day is a little bit different as far as eating and training goes. So let me know what you've been doing to stay fit during this whole lockdown. Are you still able to lift weights if that's what you're doing? Are you like me? Like, you know, I'm used to lifting more weights, but I've been getting back into other sports that I've just been putting off, like running, and really enjoying getting some more running fitness like I used to have. So anyway, let me know what you've been doing. Let me know how you've been eating. And like this video if you liked it. Share it. Until next time, guys, remember, let's keep it carb, baby.
You've got me spinning circles, spinning round and round, spinning till I'm dizzy, falling to the ground. You've got me spinning circles round